When you don't have a salary and you are going to work, it will be a problem. So I'm sure those boys, they will say, no, we try to stay put, to stay loyal to the club, but if there's no money or there's no income, we might as well move on with life.
Oh, says it's over.
Well, I tell you what's not over is Reeve Rossler's career at Kaizer Chiefs. I have it on good authority that he is set to put pen to paper on a new contract. The current one was expiring end of the current season, but the two parties, the Reeve Rossler and the club Kaizer Chiefs, are now in advanced talks, or agreed in principle, in fact, that he can stay at the club and signing a new contract. Let's now finish it off with Kaitano Tembo. Remember when Eric Tinkler arrived at the club, Paulos Masehe decided to stay put as part of the technical team. Mark van Heerden then joined him. But I'm told now Kaitano Tembo saying no, can't be in the same technical team. He's now been redeployed, so to speak, to be with the DDC team and essentially also head over the youth program at Sekhukhune United.
I hear this and I understand it's not going to work at a senior level because both coaches and assistants need to get along. But still, if you're moving down and you're going to be creating players that essentially need to come speak to me, there still needs to be communication, there still needs to be a synergy of work, Mos.
Absolutely, that's what you keep asking yourself, Uguti. How will he give reports back to him to say these players are progressing here and all of that? And how will Eric Tinkler also say, I need you to keep an eye on these players, improve here and there, so that we are able to promote them easy? Because that process is not a easy process. I know that at Sundowns there's a David Notwane who takes care of that process, you know, of taking players into the first team. And mostly it's the coaches that are in the DDC. So it's going to be critical for them to
meeting, coach.
yeah, good meeting, you know, feedback and
the coach is the head.
Yes, as the head of the whole club, because he's the head of the whole club, and that it makes me question to say, what does the club culture look like? What does the philosophy of the club look like if two people can do what they want, especially a coach coming in who needs intel from the coaches that have been there?
Of course, there's a technical director just above that, McDonald's as well, who's a part of that. But we'll have to take and see how that plays out. Mazzola, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. We'll see you towards the end of the show. Ask us Kulumenge. Nazuddin Nabi, he's asked for time and patience at Kaizer Chiefs. Has the Tunisian-born mentor done enough to convince you that he's earned it? So, umutata intasayenzile. Ungamnika lesikhathi ngoba ke uyabona ukuthi uyaphi yini unabi. Take a look at what he's done there. You know, Arthur's Wane after 30 games has still got the base. I mean, 44 points. I don't see Coach Nazuddin Nabi getting anywhere close to that. But there's still games to play and you never know. Anything can still happen. You look at Amule Fenseki in the time that he was there, as well as Kevin Johnson. Very yin-yang, neither here nor there as far as numbers are concerned. Looking at this, we go back to the question we asked at the top of the show. Is Nabi the man? And two, do you see a future where Nabi turns this team around?
Now, I've got a different view. And when I speak about Chiefs, I contradict myself in a sense that they have moments where they do good things. And then there will be moments where they do bad things in terms of defending. They don't defend well. The combination in the midfield, they change a lot. So the spine of the team change a lot. So you end not knowing when to do the good things, because when they do the good things, you need to make sure that you shut the back door. They concede easily. It's too easy to score against Kaizer Chiefs. So you will end up not seeing what the good job that they're doing.
I mean, it's already on 28 conceded goals. There's still 7 games to play.
The only coach that was able to work with the type of players at Chiefs was Umiden Dog.
So it's the players. Okay. We're going to take a very quick break. When we come back on the other side, there's still lots of football to talk about. And, of course, the Mumish is still coming up as well. But very, very nearby. As soon as we come back, he's here, Tatani. The push on Lilepo. The tackle there in the box. Was it a penalty?
That White Sox is above anyone. It's closer to the goal line. So that White Sox, it's in an offside position. If it plays the ball, therefore offside. So Coach Cardoso, the problem is the White Sox. So that White Sox declared this offside. So Romario Piri, correct decision by Romario Piri to flag for offside, because Shanulile was nearer to his opponent's goal line than both the ball and the second last opponent. Right, let's go to the next one. We see Titus here did what we call simulation, pretending to have been fouled. So let's see who fouled who. You will see it when the ball comes into the penalty area that Ukhumalo flag a yellow card or issue a yellow card. But let's see what does Titus do. He put the ball in space, Mukonera put his leg, and then he comes and kicks the leg. So when you come and kick the leg, you are initiating contact to deceive the referee. He was not kicked. He is the one who kicked. So therefore, correct this in by Ukhumalo. Labo refa puma ekosweni. They are fresh. Let's go to the next one. Pulilepo. Here we see what we call uyangena phakathi ke box, and then there's a hand that goes to the back. You remember we said hand must have an impact, but now there's a hand that goes to the back. Does it have an impact? The answer is no. But let's look on the ground. Let's look at the hand there, no impact. But on the ground, that's where the impact comes in, where it prevented him from moving forward. So therefore, correct decision by the referee Ubadi to give a penalty in this situation. Right, let's go to the last one. Here, educating football also embrace religion. Ramadan is around the corner, is with us here. You can feel it. People are fasting. So we have a player there called Ismail Tori, where the referees were informed. Kumalo was informed before the start of the match. Oh, next. Now we banana care. So referee on the 25th minute, which is almost 6 o'clock, he allowed Tori to go and eat a banana, because imagine if he does not eat a collapse grounded because of football. So football allowed that. So we can give a hand to Kumalo to say, well done, boy, for embracing religion, because you never broke any law.
That's the human rights we speak of, just an understanding of each other, our religions and our faith, and who it is that we have decided to live our lives according to. It is up to us, the rest of South Africans, to respect that. Eid Mubarak to all our Muslim viewers to celebrate Hanani. 1-2, lost against Magesis, he's only lost and drawn one, so he's been able to collect 7 points. When he got there, they were sitting in 11th with 20 points. At the moment, they're sitting in 10th with 27 points. A good improvement in a short space of time.
Absolutely. Abafana besithende okudingukwenza wena ukuthi ubaphi confidence, ubaphi structure, because Bonile no coach Steve Kompela, when he got into the team first time on the bench, they won. So sifuna ukubonisa ukuthi uyiqaqe kanjani, wathi ngilungisa kanjani leli qembu esilibiza ngayi Golden Arrows, ukuthi bayakwazi ukugadla phambili kodwa move abavimba kanjani. So igoal abalishaya against iKaizer Chiefs elesibili, le goal elokuqala siyazi ukuthi iKaizer Chiefs ihlulekile ukuthi iclear ama lines wabo bahamba nje banesipilone siya phambili. Sikubonisa leli goal ukuthi already la with a Knox Mutizwa, understanding that he's a striker that comes inside, and you look at his partner here that says, I understand you are coming inside, let me go. Manje khona enye into enkulu enzekayo la, it's a 3 versus 2, because it is 3 Kaizer Chiefs defenders that are there, but they are unable to defend. We let it roll, and you get to see Guti still Chiefs had a chance to defend this. We are highlighting Unox Mutizwa at the top la. Ugutumbon Guti bamkhohliwe ngaye ama defender ungakhi awu 4 akhona la ekufanele isiqiniseko sokuthi aya defender la phana, kodwa bamkhohliwe abahambi bayokhavana. Nangu la uMiguel siyambona nayo uyaqhubeka, but very important for us here is that the left back is unable to deal with it. Udove, he's unable to deal with it. Why is he unable to deal with it when they are his experience, even the 4 that are going in there? As we replay again, you'll see they had ample time as defenders to be able to cover. Now, Lama defender 4, as Kulmangao, Lama defender 4, what are they doing? What are they defending? Who are they defending? All of them are nonchalant. Even the goalkeeper is nonchalant about things. But look at it. It goes so easy. Unox Mutizo touch a polo le pezulu. He turns and is able to do this. Yena ne partner yake Usbia, they are able to say, when you go wide, Knox, I'll come inside. When I'm dropping as a number 10, Knox, you stay up top.
Yeah, the man of the match performance, Usbia.
You see, I've never questioned his talent as a player. What I question is the level of consistency even in his performances. He has been this player that I always believe that he could be a player for a bigger team. When he arrived in the best in the scene, I always say, there's this boy at Eros, what a player. But, you know, you see him in patches. Some matches you see him, some you don't. So I've got no doubt that he is a good player. He just needs to improve in terms of consistency in his performances.
You speak about Golden Arrows players that are good, that are consistent. Coach Mangomuti highlighted Uvelim Sen. I love that name, by the way.
I love him.
And Dwandwe,
yeah.
saying that here's a player that should be considered even at a national team level.
He's intelligent enough to play between the lines, and he's always in the box. I love how he plays. He can play as a 10, he can play as a 6. I think the national players, they play with a level of flexibility, and he's one of the players.
Well, here's another one. Knocks him too. He's got a knack of scoring against Kaizer Chiefs. He's now, he's been for a while now, the all-time leading goal scorer out at Golden Arrows. Didn't see much game time this season.
And this is the reason why a coach is talking about Ndwandwe. Ndwandwe should be seen as well, because he's able to make supply, to give supply. If he's not supplying to Sbisi, to Sbia, he's supplying to Enox Mutizwa, who has been their all-time goal scorer, and he's just been consistent in what he does. Because he says, Tina, as foreign players, if we come into a country and we are not doing our job, so umsebenzi wami uhlezi useqopheni eliphezulu ngoba ngifanele ngenze isiqiniseko sokuthi I score goals.
If I'm a striker, I'm looking at this. That's a good turnaround. Started 8, scored 3 assists, 1 in 10 games.
Yeah. You can tell that he found a home at Arrows. He's enjoying the environment. He's aware of what's happening, and they rely on him to score these goals. And he doesn't disappoint, to be honest. He has been out of the starting lineup this season. He hasn't played so many games because of the injury. But when you see him, you don't know what to expect from him. 4 times in one season. That will be a big history in South African football.
Well, that's a thing to look out for. Can Kaizer Chiefs survive so that it's not 4 beatings in one season at the hands of Mamelodi Sundowns? Speaking of Sundowns, they didn't, of course, play in the Betway Premiership, so there was not much movement when it comes to the top. In fact, 1 and 2 still remain, but there's a lot to fight for as far as the top 8 is concerned. So let's go take a look at the Betway Premiership action, where Mike Casey are doing ever so well, and the resuscitated Golden Arrows under Mangoba Mngqithi is collecting 3 points.
AmaZulu suffered their 3rd loss in a row as Chippa United continued with their winning ways, beating Usutu by 2 goals to 1 in front of yet another ferocious crowd at the Buffalo City Stadium in Monti. iChili Boys iyona etheleke kuqala usemusha nje umdlalo ifolosi ebuyawela seZambia uEnoch Sakala ethola igoli lakhe kulo mdlalo ebewuqala okokuqala nje kwi-PSL. Just 6 minutes after the half-hour mark, the hosts extended their lead. Aviwe Mqobozo setting up Craig Martin for his 2nd goal of the season, 2-0. On the stroke of half-time, the Durbanites managed to find the consolation goal, Rowan Human providing an assist for Tebang Moremi, who netted his 4th goal of the season. Back-to-back wins for Sivu Mpengezi's boys, 2-1 it finished.
Nange machela kubhekene Yusuf Marti no goalkeeper Edward Mawova nangetia ekhiyama kancane waba uziyakhiyama Yusuf aboneke Mart wabula sayibhali uye wakhiyama ngivele ngambona nje wakhiyama okwendansi yazi inyolo twin dance nansi Golden Arrows ithuba keleli ithuba legol yes 1-0 lenzenjani Solomon iphutha futhi liphunyuke kubona asibone lapha again uThabo Qheleke enikeza lapha again Edmondson la ke manje kuyena la uLilepo abone nangu manje uYosef Martin nangu noJobe ibhola libuya ke manje ke la ubuyela kuMartin nabelibeka kuGaston ufuna ukushaya uSirino kodwa wajikisa indoda nalithuba Martin yes 1-1 asibone ke manje phoranale ngapha kwesokudla ebagijimisa uDove nade phela lingaba ingozi kabi le ha yes isasho ukuthi lingaba ingozi umuthiza ko eqinene awaswane bhadu nabi
3 wins in a row. That's how Makesi rolls at the Seshego Stadium as they registered a big 1-0 victory over Stellenbosch FC to inch closer to the top 8. Thabang Sibanyoni uyaloshaya igoli elihle kulo mdlalo elibekelwe kahle kuJohn Mukone. Hayi ziza kahle zika ODG madoda. Polokwane City ended their 8-game winless streak in style as they beat Richards Bay FC at the Old Peter Mugaba Stadium yesterday. Awubeqhuma ama-set plays kulo mdlalo uLebohang Nkake eshaya phakathi ngekhanda ibhola libekele kamnandi u-Oswin Apollos. Just 7 minutes inside the second half, Tulani Gomete played a delightful cross from the left channel and it was made by a well-timed header from Eswatini's international Justice Figueiredo. Game on. But 6 minutes later, yet from another set play, City regained the lead. A good delivery to the box from Apollos connected beautifully with Nkaki's header and Mugibelo Ramabu was on hand to finish it. 2-1. Ebengakaphela amagoli kunini ethu yabafuna umqeqeshi uPhuthi Mohafe. Nkaki eshaya igoli lakhe lesibili kulo mdlalo lisuka kwi-penalty emva kokuthi bembeke phansi eboxini Oswin Apollos. 3-1. It finished in favor of Rise and Shine.